Good evening, guys. Okay, so I just kind of want to give you all an update for those of you who may have been watching my videos in times past. I want to inform you that from this day forward, the type of content in which I will be posting is going to be totally different. The content in which I was posting previously was geared more towards the religious aspect of things. But as I've taken the time to read and study uh, certain aspects of what this westernized society deemed as religion, I realized that what they were calling religion was actually spirituality, and they didn't really understand what it was truly what they were reading when it came to the Bible, especially when it came to Jesus's teachings. Um, Jesus was coming more so from an esoteric standpoint. And most Western cultures, this Western culture, did understand that. As one point, I didn't understand that. But how I came to understand this as being truth is by taking the initiative and going with my curiosity to find out exactly why did they remove certain books out of the Bible. And as I took the step into looking into it, I realized exactly why they removed certain books out of the Bible. It wasn't because they did not feel that these particular books were not creditable, although they would say that. It wasn't because they felt as though these particular books were not um, worthy of scripture, that it didn't correlate to God's truth, because they would say that as well. The reason why they took these particular books out of the Bible is because had the masses gotten hold of this type of information, they would not have control over the masses. There will be no type of financial gain, especially in today's church. Okay. There will be no type of financial gain for them. Okay. Because what I've learned is that, and this is what Jesus was teaching, basically, we have to come to understand who we are, why we came to be, where we come from. And Jesus was coming more so from an esoteric standpoint, spirituality, not religion, because religion puts you in a box, and religion says you have to think this way, you have to be this way only. But with spirituality, it's vast. Okay, there are different avenues that you are allowed to explore in the realms of spirituality, because it's there's no one set of rules when it comes to spirituality. Okay. So learning this, I realized that I came full circle. So I was pretty much learning these things in which I am diving into now. I learned these things prior to getting back into religion or the Bible. It's just that I did not have access to those missing pieces, which I feel are those books in which they removed out of the Bible. And once I started reading these books, there's some more other books. Actually, there's some books that I got coming in, but I've been watching them on YouTube. Once I've read these books, watch the videos in reference to these books, I begin to see the connection. And I begin to see why these books were removed, as I stated earlier. So I have come full circle in my journey to self-discovery, in my journey to learning the truth. There is no other place for me to go. It's just for me to take these fragments that I have collected and put together this puzzle in order for me to see the full picture. Now, of course, me sharing these videos is not my attempt to try to persuade you in any kind of way, because we have to go on our own journey. We have to go on our own path of discovering who we are. I can't do that for you. This is something that you have to do for yourself. But I just want to share some information for those of you who are looking to go on that journey. Because this is not for everybody. Everybody can't do this. Everybody's not ready to do this, because it requires you not only dying to yourself, in which Jesus stated in the Bible. It requires you ridding your conscience of whatever type of doctrine that you have been fed through religion, through the church, okay? And you have to be open. You have to be open. You can't have any type of reservations or any doubt. This journey is no place for doubt. Okay. Although sometimes if you've been heavily indoctrinated when it comes to religion, and you decide to go on the path to spiritual enlightenment, there are going to be some times when you do have doubt, because it's like you're fighting against a system. Okay. You're fighting against a set of rules that have been embedded in your conscious. So it's going to be somewhat of a struggle, but if you're determined enough, you can pass through that. All right, you can overcome that shadow of doubt. But like I said, this is not be posting these videos. It's not going to be for the sake of trying to persuade you. That is not my purpose. But to kind of bring some type of awareness and share my experience with those who may be, like I say, interested in learning or going on this journey. It's either you're going to take the red pill or you're going to take the blue pill. The choice is yours. All right, so this is going to conclude this update. Until the next video, peace.